Right. Well, hello everybody on the interwebs of YouTube and other IGC members. We're here for our next issue of Masks New Generation, our series of unfortunate superhero events thing we've got going on here the past couple weeks. So we left off with our group in a little bit of a predicament. Uh, some of us have achieved our objectives and well, they didn't get to free the person trapped inside cyberspace, but they at least saw them freed and managed to make it out of there unscathed. The rest of the group, well, I mean, they might be facing down one of the end bosses of the campaign, but what could possibly go wrong? So I think just a small-ish bit of recap is in order since we did lose Ryukin there at the end, as sometimes just unfortunately happens.
I blame the weather.
Yep. Let's see, when I don't remember when exactly you dropped. How far along do you remember?
Uh, I think GLM was trying to control like a plant in the corner, and she was like, "Oh crap!" As she kind of realized that Belladonna was nearby. I don't know if I was part of that group though, because we were going into the Parasol building. I was in the Parasol group.
Yes, that's where she showed up at.
Okay, so I think that's the last thing I remember happening.
Okay, y'all had found the president's office, kicked him out, went into the secret lab back in there. You had found some plans. There was another puzzle on the computer that had foiled you guys.
Yeah, the changing from red to green. I remember
Yeah.
getting the first one, but we couldn't do the second one.
Right. So shortly thereafter, Belladonna made her appearance. Had some back and forth with Jillem and Neri, kind of revealed some unfortunate things about Neri's backstory being potentially a clone of Belladonna and some, well, more morbid details of how Jillem got her powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you said that Belladonna basically doesn't like her power is to give plants control, and she can only do that like once. So she made clones, killed them, and stole their powers, and so she can do like multiple plant things.
Yeah.
I do remember that part.
Yep. So that's about how far we'd gotten. Obviously, there's probably some form of combat that's about to go down there, but held off on that for you to take part and probably throw the first punch. To start things off, though, I think the issue will probably open up. There probably would be a nice full color spread of Belladonna facing down her two twisted, in a way, daughters, but shortly thereafter it would open up on the other group, actually, fleeing from the server farm, heading back to perhaps wherever you stored the ship, Void Spawn.
I believe we said it was on the roof of that building, so we'd head up there, I guess.
You guys will be able to do so. You were unable to track your quarry of the blindfold gang, but you feel pretty confident that you'll get away from Bull and Praying Mantis, who is lying down on the job as we speak. Where would you guys like to go once you make it back to the ship?
That is the question. Do we know where the other crew went?
You, yeah, you definitely would have. You when you split up, you made that discussion in character, so you would know where they were going.
I guess we would either at least try to contact them or just head directly there, but I don't want to speak for everybody.
Highlight, Emily, how are you feeling?
Wait, repeat your suggestion.
To either at least try to contact the others or just head directly to where they were going.
Well, let's try to get in contact with them first.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to ring them up on the telephone.
Okay, we'll get to that. What out of are you calling one of them specifically or like a group chat?
Jillem.
Okay, so Jalim, your phone will ring first thing here.
And then, like, she, like, hears it ringing, is like, and, like, she keeps her eyes on, but she's not drawing her phone, despite the fact it's ringing loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, there'd be a nice like motions like effect noise and just still shot of you locking eyes with her.
Yeah.
Just to have multiple layers to this, probably if you went to go check your phone, Emily, you would find a message left behind.
Oh, really?
It's from your dad, Hugo.
That's not good. What's it say?
It's like a voicemail, so if you were to open it up and listen, you'd hear something along the lines of, hey, Emily, I know you said you were going out with your friends. I hope I'm not interrupting, but we just got at the house phone a really weird call from someone called Julius. He was he was a bit upset, and he said that you guys needed to get down to the Parasol building, but we didn't know what he was talking about. Is he a friend of yours? I don't know. Call us back if you get a chance.
Out of character. Is Julius supposed to be familiar because I can't remember?
Julie's contacts.
Okay.
He is one of Jalem's ex-boyfriends.
Oh, okay,
Jokingly.
okay.
She collects ex-boyfriends, apparently.
That was a joke.
Don't all women?
Wow.
Ooh,
Maybe.
yikes! Don't go there.
Yikes.
F for Rin as he is found dead in his bed tonight.
Pay respect.
Yikes.
She'll listen to it and pass along the message because I'm gonna assume that name doesn't ring a bell for her super well either, and she'll just let them know.
Alrighty. So being unable thus far to contact them, what does that then put your group at towards?
There
Oh,
was
us.
no message regarding a specific Parasol building. It was just to head to the Parasol building.
I didn't specify. Given he's probably like flipping his shit a bit, I would say he wasn't that specific.
What I'm curious about are those stupid kids.
Well, they disappeared on us, so
Yeah, that's true. And I'm guessing there's like no trace of them.
well, you're the social networking genius.
They're like in middle school.
Do middle schoolers not have phones?
You
Who
didn't.
uses Facebook in middle school? Well, I don't know about now, but
Yeah, I was gonna say now I think they're like on there from birth.
Pretty much.
not on MySpace anymore.
I mean, literally, parents set up Facebook accounts with the ultrasound images, so pretty much yes, before birth even.
Y'all are terrible. So we don't know where they are. They're not telling us.
Well, you haven't
How's
been able to.
Titanium? Oh, what are you gonna say?
Sorry. Actually, you know where they are. You just haven't been able to get in contact with them.
Should we just crash the party?
Well, we may as well. We have nothing else to do.
Alright, we're gonna crash the party.
Okay, so you'll start to wheel that wonderful Kirby craft there to cut through the mid-afternoon traffic as you get towards the Parasol HQ build.
And at highlight suggestion, I will crash into the building.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, I'd be
God.
cool with that.
But why?
He said to crash the party, so here I am.
Oh dear.
Is it like do you crash and then like it's right in the middle of their battle?
Oh, we're
I
definitely
don't
gonna get there.
I don't think I can crash into where they are, but I'm not 100% sure.
We'll
It felt
try.
very interior.
You just haven't believed hard enough yet. Okay. Getting to that in another moment. Inside the HQ, the stare down continues. Neri is still very much kind of clutching to your back, Jalim. She's very kind of caught off guard by all of this. Muscle Sheeb, your brother, has kind of been out of sorts ever since he spied that leather collar, but he is still kind of picking up and starting to take on some defensive posturing. What are you doing?
I'm pretty much just kind of defending the team, as it were. Because, again, Muscle Sheep has no real memory of anything that happened in the past here. So he's kind of wary of what's going on.
Sounds good. Belladonna will kind of, you know how those doctors do? Well, they pop their glove on their.
I am well aware of the glove snap.
Yes, she will. There'll be a good panel of her snapping her glove. She just looks down at her nose at Jillim and says, "You were 30 years too early to set foot in the director's office, my dear. Now it's time for me to evict you."
At that, Jilem just rolls her eyes and she's like, "Really? That's the best you can come up with?" And Jilem just like nonchalantly just pulls out her pistol that she was hiding in her pocket, and just says, "Yeah, I'm done with you." And she just squeezes a shot.
Alrighty, so sounds like we're gonna start some combat here, which is something that we have very rarely done in this system.
I know, I'm waiting for it.
Okay, so there are a few things we have to do to start out here. Between Neri, Jalim, and the two muscles, you guys need to quickly tell me who you view as the leader of your team in this situation.
I'm gonna go with Jalem.
I will take that, I suppose. Feel like she did fire the opening shot, and she is the one Hmm.
Okay, so Jilim, do you have influence over Muscle Sheep?
I believe I do. Let me check. No, I don't actually.
Okay, so you don't get that check mark. Muscle Sheep, do you mistrust the leader of the team?
I don't think I do. Is there like a place to check that?
That's just more of a nebulous, like, in-character
Like right
question.
now. I mean, so far Jalem hasn't given me a reason to mistrust her. Yeah, she's always, kind of been forward about me, and hasn't really used. I wouldn't say used him or called him a bad dog. So I don't think Muscle Sheep. I think Muscle Sheep I think Muscle Sheep trusts Jalem as a leader.
Okay. And the last thing I have to ask is, each of you, what are your purposes in this fight?
At this point, it's just getting everyone out. Alive, preferably.
Same for you, Ryukin, or something different?
Pretty much just protect everyone. Try and make it so they don't get hurt.
I would say those line well enough, so we're gonna do this enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team move, and that's going to generate 3 team for you guys to use in the. So be sure to look at in the handout section. There's the team mechanics you guys can use. That's you can bump someone's roll up by 1 if you can justify you help it, or you can spend it selfishly. So and once the others join, of course, they will get to use these resources as
So when you told me to like take another track improvement, I did chose the whole take a move from another playbook, and I got the captain move from the protege, and it's when you enter battle as a team, add an extra team to the pool and carry +1 forward if you're the team leader.
Okay, so you have 4 then, and you get +1 forward.
I have no idea what +1 forward means, but I just know we have 4 team to use as a pool, correct?
Correct. +1 forward means you get to add +1 to the next roll you make.
Okay.
Which is useful because to start things off, I'm going to have you roll to engage a threat while you shoot Belladonna.
Yeah. Oh boy. And what am I rolling? Engage a threat?
Yep, that would be plus danger. Okay, good hit. So you need to, in the interest of not slowing things down too much, I guess I'll just ask, are you going to guard against blows back, or are you going to just shoot reckless?
She's going to guard against anything that comes back.
Okay, so you fire out with your pistol. You've worked with Belladonna a long time. You're not expecting a single shot from a pistol to take her down, and sure enough, it doesn't. Uh, it impacts her skin, but more than going through it like blood and flesh, it splinters like bark, and the bullet is the one that crashes to the ground, crumpled up.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
She does lash back out. It's in an instant you can already see the vines that sort of appear out from underneath the oversized arm of her lab coat that smacks where you were standing 2 seconds ago as you nimbly dodge out of the way.
Whew.
Muscle Sheep, combat has initiated. What is the sheep doing?
Well, this mean lady that Julam is shooting at hasn't made any aggressive movements, so maybe I will look angry or look monstrous.
Is that a particular move in mind, or just sort of
I'm
idle?
thinking maybe assess the situation.
Okay, that can definitely be done.
Try and figure out what we're going to be fighting here.
So that's a roll plus superior, unless you have something that changes it.
Oh no. I missed, but I could use a team. But how? That's up to Jilem.
I mean, we have 4 to the pool and the +1 forward, so what did I can make that a hit, right? Because 6 is the lowest minimum for a
Yeah,
for a.
if you spended a team and if you spent a team and explained how you help with this, it would turn that into a hit.
Okay, I will spend a team for that, and I guess like to probably because he's trying to intimidate, correct?
I'm trying to assess the situation and basically hold my ground.
Oh, then she'll basically start spilling what she's seen Belladonna do before. Basically, that she can turn her body into a plant and just shrug off anything that's considered mortal. She can manipulate plants that's in the immediate area. Pretty much giving Sheeb a rundown of what to expect if something pops up.
I can see that. So trying to quickly bring him up to speed with her fighting style and the like.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't mark your potential, but you get to ask me one question, Ryukin.
Okay. I think Muscle Sheeb is kind of thinking that if she's like that, then she's probably like the trees in the park. So he's probably wondering, is there a way to like claw at her or hurt her as if she were a tree? Like he's trying to assess if there's a good way to hurt her if he needs to.
That's interesting. Let me think.
Like using brute force. I'm not asking for like a weakness or anything.
Right, I feel you. It's interesting because you're hearing what Jalem says, and yeah, that makes you think of like the park. And you've totally torn down a few trees in the park.
Get those dang squirrels.
Yeah, absolutely. You know that like going towards the base of the tree and sort of uprooting it has generally worked for you in the past. She is a person, which that confuses the inner dog because people aren't trees, but going low might work, destabilizing her, uprooting her.
I see. Muscle Sheeb is ready to go for the legs.
Fair enough. About that, you'd get a panel there of Muscle Fox kind of sidling up beside you, shoulder to shoulder, as he'll just say, "Brother, my sword is yours to swing. Let me know where you plan to strike, and I will strike with you."
But you don't have a sword.
After that chat bubble, we'll get a panel there of the Kirby craft hurtling towards Parasol Building. Time and space have warped in my convenience, so you guys are immediately zooming in towards the appropriate skyscraper-like structure. Are you actually going to crash into it, Woodspawn?
I am not, because one of its weaknesses is that it's incredibly fragile and hard to repair, so that would be very stupid of me for a joke.
Oh, thank God you have common sense.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Common sense, then highlight.
That's probably
I'd be
more accurate.
sorely disappointed. Well, not would. I am sorely disappointed.
So what is the intention?
Well, we don't even know where they are in the building, so just randomly crashing into it also probably would not gain us any real benefit. So I guess once we're closer, try again to contact them. Maybe check if we can use their GPS to figure out where they are in the building roughly.
That's a fair point. Trying to think. Doesn't your ship have like scanning equipment? I want to say we used that at one point.
I mean, probably enough to pick up life forms. I don't know if it would be able to pick out individuals, though.
Okay, fair. Jalim, you were not answering your phone at any point. Like you were just ignoring it, right?
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Emily, did you ever try to call your dad back, or did you just leave that be?
Probably would have tried to call them back, but
So about like on the way over, you would have called him and he would have picked up and said, Emily, did you get my message?
I did. Is everything alright?
Oh, yeah, we're fine. The neighbor's still down by the street corner and he's not moved, but everything's fine with us. You just, well, I guess he's one of your friends. Someone named Julius Belladonna called and, um, he was really kind of distraught. I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's up with him?
But we're headed over that way, so I'll check in with him.
Yeah, he said something about she's going after them and in the director's office, so I don't know if they're in any trouble, make sure they get home okay.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
All right. So that is the message that he passes along for you. Okay. So how are you guys going to contact them then if Jalim will not answer and Muscle Sheep does not do phone?
Would Jalim's GPS tracking be on or no?
It would.
Try and use that to figure out roughly, if not vertically, at least horizontally, where they are in the building and figure out from there what floor they're on.
Alrighty, you can do so. Let me think. You would get something, you were right, probably centrally located within like the tower, definitely more like interior build.
We did get the message that they were potentially going to the director's office.
So assuming she passed that along, Emily's dad said something about she's going after them to the director's office.
So presumably upper floors. So I guess we'd probably land on the roof and work our way down. Everybody agree with that?
Yep. Whatever gets us in there.
And you have the benefit of knowing exactly where the president's office is. Void Spawn, if that's where you want to.
Oh, right.
Unfortunately, he's not there. I was kind of wondering if you'd get to use your influence over him.
He took the money and ran.
Yep, he did. But you guys will get there. There's probably a bit of confusion if you stop and ask anybody because the director's office. There's not a director of Parasol Solar, but the president's office is on the 13th floor. You head there and bust your way inside the room. You find a very empty office with no money in the drawers, but a bookcase slid open and a mysterious staircase going further down.
Well, this seems suspicious.
Well, assuming you guys will start to work your way down there, back underneath Jalim, you dodge the Vine Strike. Your next course of action is
Seeing as she can't really bend plants to her will, she'll just like keep firing. Like this kid, like she'll fire at the roots.
just to be clear, the roots of what?
The roots of Belladonna, like where she's standing.
Okay, cool. I guess it'll be another danger roll.
I'm assuming we would have heard that.
Yes, you will.
Ah, crap.
That is a potential mark for you.
Yep. And I'm not using team to boost this.
Yeah, that would be a little hard for you to do. Okay, yep. So you'll shoot out. Unfortunately, warning shot was enough for Belladonna to avoid this. She's just moving out of the way. She's not even looking at you now. Her eyes are trained on the dogs as she's seeming to think they're more of a threat than you at this point.
Like that, like she's just. She's. Damn it.
Sheeb, Fox is there beside you, and he is waiting for your command.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm not entirely here. Right. So I'm gonna look over at Muscle Fox. And I'm just gonna kind of look at Jalem, you know, already fighting. These vines coming out towards us. I'm gonna say, I go left, you go right. Aim for the legs, aim for the trunk.
Fox will nod at you and say, I will slice low. This tree will be felled by my axe.
Don't have an axe! I imagine he's already running off. And he's just like, ugh.
Yeah, and then you get the split panel of you running left. You don't have an axe. Him running right. It's a metaphor.
What's a metaphor?
Okay, same thing. I'm gonna do a combined engage a threat roll with. So you roll your 2d6. He's gonna roll a d6, and it'll kind of be like advantage for some flavor here.
Just straight 2d6?
Or your danger roll.
Okay, danger. Okay.
Okay, so add 2 to that with this like advantage mechanic I was doing there, and that's a full hit. So you get to pick 2 out of that list.
All right. I should probably pull that up. Let's see. Spending generating basic moves. There we go. Take something from them. Create an opportunity for your allies. Press surprise for it. So, I'm thinking with both Muscle Sheep. You said pick 2.
Yeah, because I'm treating that like advantage, so that 5
Yeah,
replaced
I
yours,
just-
so that's an 11.
11. Okay, I see. So I think with Muscle Sheep and Muscle Fox, kind of pins her attack at both the time. I think when she kind of sees Muscle Sheep coming first, and she's like, it's just Muscle Sheep, but then Muscle Fox comes up from behind, the obviously stronger creation of the two, according to you. kind of
Yeah,
attacks her from behind, and she's kind of like, clever girl. It's like, clever boy. So impress the opposition, I think, will be one. But also with this, we're going to create an opportunity for our allies.
Okay, gotcha. I can totally see that. So, Jalim, she's been
Mhm.
proven right so far. The muscles are more of a threat to her than you are. And she recognizes that even as she's now parallel with the ground in the air, turned on her back, knocked totally off guard. You guys basically leg sweeped her, kind of sort. And even in the panel of her kind of suspended there, you got the one clawed hand from Fox coming down and the other clawed hand from Sheeb, and you guys catch her, slam her onto the ground. It's a nice solid hit there. Still cracking bark though, not a solid flesh.
Hmm.
But I am going to mark a condition on her that's going to make her insecure, and she is still that the opportunity is there for Jalim to capitalize.
Jalem will rush in, like, her hands like going into her pocket, like her free hand, pulling out like a red pill, similar to the red pill that she used to kill off like the first plant monster, and she will try to just shove it down her mouth. Like, you know how when someone puts their hand over their mouth and just like cups it to make sure that whatever they're putting in can't go anywhere else?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what she's trying to do.
Okay, gotcha. While we work that out, the others, you guys assumedly heard the gunshots. Do I take it you guys are running down the stairs?
We wouldn't be running, but now that we heard the
Sorry.
gunshot,
Safety first. I'm sorry. Of course you don't run downstairs.
of course. But yeah, now we would be hauling ass after hearing that.
Upon hearing gunshots, Void goes T-1000 into his police uniform.
Does he have a
Okay.
vest?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
You guys are making your way down the stairway then at a safety appropriate pace. As you enter into this small, kind of described it like a small classroom, like not more than 10 people sized room. It's dark, it's dusty, it's now full of a bunch of angrily moving around bodies as people are scuffling on the floor. You come down just in time to see Jalim clamp her hand over Belladonna's mouth before a loud shrieking sound happens and a vine hits Sheeb, it hits Fox, and it hits Jalim, throwing them back and hitting them all against the walls and ceiling of the room. All three of you take a hit, and all three of you will have to mark a condition.
Ow. Just for clarity's sake, you wanted us to wipe the potential track when we got the free one, right?
When you got the free one, you didn't have to, because I was trying to bring you up to speed.
Okay.
You guys, the other team, will enter the room mid that. You witnessed that scene of them being tossed around the room.
Muscle Sheep is angry!
I don't think we came at the right time.
Highlight's just like, you guys seem busy. We're gonna go.
We'll come back in a few. Hopefully, you'll have it settled.
So you get a good panel of highlight backing back up the stairs. But
It's like ever so slowly.
yeah, you guys just come down. You shake your heads and start like backpedaling back up the stairs. But Belladonna will rise to her knees. She's coughing and spluttering and wiping at her mouth, but she looks livid as her eyes turn to you, Jalem.
And she's just Jalem's just smirking back.
Any actions from the newcomers, or am I going to get back to the others?
Do we perceive this hostile intent towards Jalem?
It would be hard to not perceive it. You could probably cut the tension in the room with a knife.
Well, speaking of cutting things, I'll try to make my way over to interpose between the two of them, and I'll morph one of my hands into a pair of hedge clippers, just for
No.
comedic / intimidating effect.
Snip, snap.
Okay. Let's have, well, okay, I'm gonna have you roll this when it's needed, but prepare to defend Jalem, because that's a move that we don't get to use on.
Oh boy.
Emily, Highlight, what are you guys up to?
Well, I was ready to back off, but now I see everyone else going in.
You are still welcome to back off if you want. That is in character for Highlight.
We'll see how it goes.
So you're just gonna hang out like on the bottom step for now.
He has to set up all his cameras and make sure that the ensuing fight is well recorded before he joins it.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you.
Oh my god.
So I'll just back up a little bit and see what transpires. And then we'll go from there.
Okay, Emily, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go ahead and probably head up because I am concerned.
You're going to
Head up?
like head back upstairs?
To the fight. Is that downstairs? My bad.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so you're going to like try and engage.
Yeah, I'm gonna go help.
Okay, yeah. We could get a panel there of as Highlight fishes out his camera filter lens that he has to attach to his phone for the maximum resolution. As he's doing that, we'll get like a good panel of Emily dashing forward, a boombox helmet ready to go, and then beside her, Marrow already turning one of his hands into a big bone thingy, which he's gonna probably punch Belladonna. Okay, now it is time. Void Spawn, roll to defend Jalem because she's got some pain coming her way.
Alrighty, big money, no whammies.
Ooh, good job.
Oh. Let's see. Okay, so on a hit, you keep them safe and you get to choose one. So you can either add a team, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
I'll add a team. I feel like this is going to be a extended battle potentially, so it does not hurt to add more team.
Okay, so we're back up to 4 team, which is nice, and we'll get to that, I'm sure, very soon. What happened there in that scene is Belladonna, once again on her feet, she'll extend her arms again, and from underneath those baggy arms of her lab coat, more vines appear, spreading out. They're going towards Jalem. They're gonna, I don't know, pierce you, knock you against the wall. You don't get to find out because snip, snip, they get cut in mid-travel.
Thanks.
It's very anime. He's having to move very quickly, but for now, Void Spawn is hedge trimming the vine.
With my free, actually still a hand, I do the finger wagging.
Muscle Sheep, Muscle Fox is kind of picking himself off the ground from beside you as he shakes his head. He's like, "Take two, brother.
Take two what?
Take two in the morning and call me later."
Oh, two squirrels. I understand.
Oh my god.
We attack again.
This time I go right, you go left.
Okay, you see him like do the hand thing. Okay, left, yeah.
No, other left.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Like that way, right?
Hold on, we're like sitting there. Wait, I thought it was. We're both just kind of sitting there for a second, and I imagine Jilem is yelling at us. Jilem, what
Yeah.
are you yelling at us?
Like, she's like, oh, for the... Ah! And then she looks at you two and says, "But you two, look at me.
Huh? Our
And
ears perk up.
Because the thing is, she's facing them. So, you guys, raise your hand on this side. Like, she raises her right hand, which is their left.
So we'll raise our left hands.
Yeah. Hey, whoever is raising this hand, this side is the left.
So we both start walking off to the left.
Right.
You know what? That works. Let's just go.
We both go from the left.
Yeah. Because that actually opens up. Good.
Twin attack there from that side as you both charge forward. Okay, so we'll do that. Do another directly engage a threat, Ryukin, if you're gonna attack. Emily, were you trying to like physically engage Belladonna? What was your intent?
Oh, really? I was just going up to help.
So, okay, so you can reach her. So what is it that you would like to do?
I don't know. Can I try to restrain her?
They're going to hit her. You can totally try and restrain her. I guess that would still be directly engage a threat, just
Yeah.
not so. Oh, nice.
Oh, I didn't roll mine yet. I imagine Muscle Sheep is kind of running up and doing the thing where you jump and you put your body horizontal to the ground, parallel to the ground, and you're doing like a full kick.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to do that.
Okay, if he does that, then she'll try to hold Belladonna down afterwards. Since his action was first.
Okay, so Muscle Sheep, are you going to defend or not
Defend.
yourself from repercussions?
Muscle Sheep is angry, so I think he's just kind of lost that sense of defense. He just wants to cause harm to Belladonna.
Okay.
So no.
So I'll go ahead and say that you can do another opportunity then for Emily then with this move. Okay, so you do that sliding tackle. It's kind of like the oh god, this is gonna be a weeb reference, but the Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu from Naruto. Because you're doing that horizontal kick, and exactly underneath you is Fox doing that horizontal kick.
The double shadow.
Not sponsored. But yeah, so you guys impact her. Once again, you knock her off her feet, which is good because that kind of allows Emily to get in there and put her weight on Belladonna, knock her to the ground again. Because Belladonna's probably a good bit taller than Emily, isn't she? Pretty short.
I think so.
Yeah, so kind of taking the leverage there to finally be able to kind of hold her down. You guys scatter to the floor. As you start to stand up, Muscle Sheep, you immediately feel something wrapped around your ankle, which is another vine.
I want to chew at it.
Okay, you can totally do so. You'll get a panel of you starting to munch the vine.
You know how like dogs will chew at an itch they have on their back legs?
Yeah.
That's essentially what I'm trying to do.
Okay. You guys will all hear in the room a very disgruntled huffing noise. I'm trying to think. Emily, the two sheeps, and I think it's just you guys that are all piled on. Your nose will start to itch and your eyes will start to water.
Oh no.
Highlight, you're the only one that gets an extremely good shot of this because you have your color corrected lens on and you're getting high definition footage. The air. Oh no. Okay. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, my Discord just decided to fart. So, what did I miss?
That's cool. I was saying you are the only one kind of getting a good unobstructed view of this because you've got the good cameras pointed toward.
Hitting the angles.
Yeah, but what you will see is the area immediately around Belladonna starts to fill with purple, almost like particles, mist sort of, and everyone sort of dogpiling. Haha. Everyone dogpiling on Belladonna will start to just cough and hack and wheeze, and even before your eyes, are those mushrooms popping off of their skin?
Oh, that's gross.
The grunting noise becomes cackling as Belladonna starts to laugh as the area around her fills with these poisonous spores.
The vine that's around my leg, is that attached to Belladonna, or is it just like one of the plants she summoned?
It's very much coming from like it's appearing out from her like lab coat. You can't see where it's attached, but it seems to be connected to her.
Can I just grab hold of that and yank really hard?
You know, you can. Give me a second for that. Void Spawn, you're still probably protecting Jalim. Jalim, what are you doing?
Jalim is like now trying to understand what these are because like if she's seen them before or like she's just trying to break it down.
Sorry, I think you cut out. You're just trying to break it down.
Like she's trying to see if she can fix this or she can cure this with what's in the lab.
Okay, assess the situation for me.
Okie dokie.
Void Spawn, you are also watching your friends kind of like speckle over with mushrooms.
Is the that purpley stuff still in the air, or did that dissipate and it's just the mushroom stuff now?
Oh, it's still definitely sort of like a miasma kind of hanging over her.
How large is the room we're in?
Not big. I mean, with all of you down there, it's starting to get kind of cramped.
Okay, so there's not really an open enough area to maneuver around with these things.
No, in fact, you'd kind of have to really hug the wall at this point, because you're like, the dog pile is probably separating like you from the door. You and Jilm are like on the other side. You probably can't really get around it at this point.
Alright, well, I am going to. I have no idea what this will do to my weird alien physiology, but I'm going to go ahead and risk it. I'm going to reach into it to latch onto Belladonna and attempt to nullify her powers.
Okay. That's going to be a unleash your powers roll to see what the effect will be. Um, you will immediately feel what it does to your alien physiology, as it feels like you're breaking out in hives or something, and the same mushrooms are popping gently off of your arm, but you are able to grab hold of her.
Okay, let's hope this is worth it.
Jalim, you don't. Oh, nice. You don't remember seeing this exact move before. This is something that you weren't privy to the experiments of, but it definitely seems like that it's maybe not so much that they're poisonous. Maybe she's just releasing spores. But what do mushrooms do? They break down plant matter and organic matter, like decompose them. So you probably have an idea that you should get them off quickly wherever you're able to.
Mm-hmm. So, which she does quickly.
Right. So that what I will give you from that is, as soon as you are able to, your character would have a strong impression that those should be removed.
Yeah. Alright. To which, like, she'll just, like, physically remove them. She won't try to use her powers on these.
Okay. We'll definitely do. Void Spawn, you will reach out and contact Belladonna, and you'll try and nullify her powers. There's always a small sort of battle of wills type of thing that goes on with these nullifications. You can tell the people generally don't want their powers nullified, except for that one time Jalim did. But hey, that's besides the point. But you've never tried to nullify like a true grade A supervillain before. And you can tell the difference. Their powers are strong. They are not as wild and uncontrolled as you kids are. They don't. It's a struggle. It's a serious tug of war. But the fates are on your side, and even as your arm burns and itches and you feel the need to withdraw it, the cloud of purple spores does seem to start to recede and withdraw back into Belladonna.
That's the effect I was hoping for. I will hold on to her as long as it takes for that to dissipate entirely.
Muscle Sheep, are you going to pull on the vine?
Seeing as how Void Spawn has kind of reached out and grabbed her, I kind of don't want to do that anymore because I don't want to pull her along, or it, whatever Void Spawn is, along for the ride. So I think maybe instead. I think maybe instead of just like pulling to attempt to throw Belladonna, I'll just hold on to it. As if trying to restrain her.
Okay, I gotcha. There's a nice big tangle of people just in the middle of this room. Emily, you're probably like underneath Fox a little bit. um, there, just lots of limbs intertwined. Now you've got Void Spawn holding down Belladonna kind of by proxy, and you're also, Sheep, you've got your grasp on this vine that's kind of pinning her down. It's definitely chaotic in the middle of the room. And this is all on your camera highlight. How does that make you feel?
How does it make me feel? Kind of glad I'm not in the middle. Also, can I assess the room to see if there's anything we can use?
You definitely can try.
That's superior. Okay.
Not bad. So you would get to ask me one question if you would like.
How could we best end this quickly?
Okay. Interesting question here, because you have a good vantage point. You are recording. You can zoom in and see Belladonna's face quite easily.
Mhm.
She's angry. She's like if she was a cat, she would be spitting at this point.
Uh-huh.
But she's not hurt. She doesn't seem wounded at all. In fact, she just seems riled up. So, ending this quickly by directly engaging her again and again doesn't seem like it's going to be conducive to ending it quickly.
That's what I thought. Dang it. I'll like deep sigh too. And then I'll try to distract her by like blasting her from where I am. Because I figure I'm still at my vantage point, right?
Yeah, you're like perched on the bottom step.
Is there wait, I'm not gonna try blasting her yet. Is there anywhere around me, like if I need to duck and weave, I can use it?
Is there like free space around you?
Yeah, like free space and cover. So like if I try and distract her and she goes after me, it's not like I'm just like stuck there.
Not in the room. You could retreat back up the stairs and you'd be totally fine, but the room is pandemonium right now.
Gotcha. Oh god. I'm gonna try to disorient her. So I would try to unleash my powers so that like basically flashing strobe lights would appear in front of her face.
Okay. You can totally flashbang the mosh pit. Okay.
Whatever works.
Unleash your powers. You might be affected by the outcome of this, but Emily, what are you doing as you're unscrambling from underneath Muscle Fox's like thumb?
Nice.
Other than pushing him off?
You're able to disentangle and probably like scooch back towards like the wall, but you also have some of these like red spotted, purple ringed mushrooms clinging to your like ankles and your wrists.
Yeah, I'm probably a little freaked out trying to like you're number one so hard. Trying to brush crumbs off of you, kind of. She's probably doing that real hard to see if they would come off.
Yeah, totally. And they will. They actually don't take that much effort to disengage, but you'll see the same thing that Jalim you saw when you kind of removed yours. Little like jaggedy, bloody cuts, like perfect rings underneath them, like they peeled off a few layers of skin with.
God, that hurts.
Thanks. Yeah.
And like, Jilem just like she throws the mushrooms off. Do you need help pulling these off? It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I'd rather not have them on actually, though.
And she just rips them off like ripping off a band-aid.
Ouch.
Yep, not super fun. But in the wincing, you might avoid this. Highlight your flashbang can work, however, because it was only a partial hit, you either have to mark a condition or it's going to get wibbly wobbly.
Oh no.
Let's make it get wibbly wobbly.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. All right. So
yeah.
you are absolutely able to unleash your flashbang with a loud noise and a sudden influx of light. Immediately in front of Belladonna's face, a miniature star is born, but the it gets away from you. It absolutely gets away from you. You know how like you're holding on a rope, tug of war style, and it suddenly slips through your hands and burns you a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that, you feel your powers race ahead, and before you can even hold on, the light that explodes in the middle of the room is so bright that even those of you with closed eyes see your veins and your eyelids stand out against the bright.
Jesus.
Whoops, sorry.
So she is stunned briefly, but I would say the two muscles are also probably not in great sorts, and Marrow is cursed.
And Jillim just shouts out, "For fuck's sake! Warn us next time when you flash us!"
I didn't think it was gonna be that big.
Ugh.
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
Literally.
Okay, Void Spawn, you feel a iron grip on your extended wrist, trying to squeeze the actually rather squishy and soft form of your hand.
Yeah, I don't really have so much a grip on her as I have just closed a loop around her.
But she's definitely trying to pry you off, and although the miasma is reduced and vanishing back underneath her lab coat, I mean, the mushrooms are still burning your hand too.
Having seen Jalem helping Emily, I'd probably be trying to use my free hand to, now that the miasma has retreated a bit, to rip them off of the arm that had latched onto her.
Yeah, totally fine. You may absolutely do so. It's similarly a painful experience for you, but again, she's kind of kicking and struggling and trying to get out from your grasp. You don't know if you'll be able to hold her forever.
And probably while I'm doing that, I'd probably start maneuvering back around towards the stairwell again and like indicating to the others that we should get ready to go.
You may do so, Muscle Sheep. You can't see. You can't see for shit, but you feel your brother kind of reach over and clasp you like on the elbow as he says, "Brother, I am sight without sight. We must flee.
You cut off, babe.
We must flee."
There you go.
Being a dog, I do not need my eyes to see my way around. Because I can sniff.
And I thought, Jalen, as she's watching like the dog and Fox run off, she's just staring at Belladonna, like wondering why the pill hasn't kicked in yet. Because she felt that she shoved it down her throat.
Yeah, you totally did.
Would that fall under like a pierce the mask or something?
Let me look, because that is another move we don't use a whole lot. So for this particular situation, I don't think that move works as well. That's for more of a like, I don't want to say it. Cut to use our Tantabus campaign from this week to cut the bullshit and see through like what's really going on, so to speak. Villain monologues and heroic personas aside, like what's the actual person underneath? That's why it's a mundane role.
Okay. So mundane then? Just flat mundane?
Well, so that would be if you wanted to use that move. If you want to just like assess to see like maybe what's going on with that medicine, you could just roll plus superior.
I'll do the plus superior. A.
Okay, so I will take that and give you a more detailed response since you already asked your question. To be clear, what you fed her was that same sort of like plant killer from way back in the first episode.
Correct.
She coughed, she spluttered. You see her, she's got one arm kind of, like I said, trying to pry void spawn off of her. The other is wiping at her mouth, and there's some like a red drool kind of pulling out the corners. She's angry. The bark covering her is cracking in places. Maybe starting to slough off. You're not sure, but she's not dying.
So that tells Jillian she's not all plant. She's not fully plant like she suspected. She's only part or mostly plant. Alright. And with that, like everyone is leaving, correct?
That's what I heard. Is anyone not sort of heading to the door? Okay, sounds like people are making their way there. So
I'm already there, so
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the question for highlight is: do you step aside and let them go so you can like keep the shot going, or are you the first one out the door?
keep the shot going. What do you mean? Like to keep my flashbang?
To keep recording.
Oh. Yeah, I want to keep recording until everyone's out.
Okay, so highlight will kind of step to the side and let other people go up ahead of. Were you also leaving, Jillian?
Yeah, Jillian would have at that point just left.
Okay, so you guys are heading out. Void spawn. You look around. Most of your friends are gone. Highlight's still recording because I mean, fuck that guy. Of course he. But also still in the room with you is Neri, who hasn't left from the corner she shoved herself into.
Wait, what is she doing?
She shoved herself in like a, flat on her butt, knees tucked up to her chin. She's like squeezed into a corner as tight as she can. She's just like huddling.
Well,
Okay, fine.
I'm
I'll
still
try.
in the room, right?
It's just.
Well, I am too. Aren't you like in the middle of something? You're like wrestling with Belladonna, right?
Well, I have one arm latched onto her.
I'll try and check on her because I could tell Void Spawn's quote unquote busy.
Yeah, if I let go, probably that cloud's gonna come back. So
Oh, okay. Interesting. So just for narrative purpose here, because Highlight, you were letting the camera fall to the wayside to go check on one of your friends.
I know, right? Wow.
I think that shifts your labels, my friend.
How would it shift it?
Let me look. That is going to up your mundane and no, I'm sorry, up your savior and down your superior.
But then my superior will just be 1. Do I have to accept or reject that right now?
I'll let you consider it like later on in the session, but you can totally try and reject it if you want.
the question is, if he sets his phone down to continue trying to get the recording, do one of the animals step on it?
We don't want to risk that. So it's like in my hand, still recording, but I'm not focusing it.
Yeah, you're totally getting some like shots of the floor as you.
Yeah, basically. I'll take it. So I'll raise my savior and lower my superior.
Because I mean, hey, they say that Highlight's heart grew 3 sizes. That
Just for this moment, I'll shift it because he's probably
Her
not
heart
thinking
did
about
grow
it.
3 sizes, but her followers did not.
so Highlight, you make your way over there. You kind of have to crouch down to get in communicating level with Neri. She's not quite like responsive to you as you bend down. Her eyes are just kind of locked on Belladonna, but she's there.
Is she saying anything, or is she just like catatonic?
She's not so much catatonic. She looks like she may be a late teenage age girl from appearances, but this looks like a 5-year-old girl who just had a monster come out from under her bed.
Oh no. I'll just like try and like gesture that we have to leave and say, "Hey, come on, we gotta go."
As you do that, she kind of blinks and like looks over at you. Her eyes are like very wide and open, and she just, we're leaving.
Yes, we're leaving. Things are just getting ugly fast, and we can't stay here.
Okay, get the plans off the table. We gotta take them with us.
The what?
Get the papers. Highlight. Get them off the table.
Where's the table?
It was in the middle of the room. It's been kind of knocked into the side.
Oh no. Can I see it, or is this like
yeah,
nowhere around here?
yeah. It's
Okay.
you can totally see it, and there's just like different kind of blueprinty type things scattered on the ground.
Okay. I don't know which she's talking about, so I'm just gonna grab them all.
Okay, you scoop up this like a big cartoony armful of papers and start heading
Yes.
to the void
So I
spawn.
grab it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I grab it and then I go back to Neri. I'm like, okay, let's go. Come on. Chop chop.
Yeah, she's standing. She follows you. It's not very chop though.
It's as chop chop as she can muster right now.
Basically, she can't even. Okay, void spawn. You see them start to make your way out. You are definitely going to lose your grasp here in a minute.
I will get as close as I can get to the stairs without losing my grip, and then let go and start running.
Panel of Void Spawn holding, panel of Void Spawn running, panel of vines impaling the wall next to where Void Spawn was, with like the trace outline of him still there.
Nice.
Okay, you guys are running out. You'll come out to the president's office where you guys are sort of congregated in this, uh, group of people. There'll be totally sound effect bubbles of shouting and yelling coming up from the stairs as she is definitely following.
Ooh. Okay.
Can we? And I'm asking this in character. Can we close this doorway? How did it open?
Aren't we the ones who opened it?
We weren't there for that.
Oh.
Do you remember, Jillian?
Jalem just like looks at the bookshelf, sees the one that's like sticking out, and just waits for the other two to get out, just shoves the book back in place.
That does a ticket as the bookcase slams back into place and covers the entry.
I'm going to pick up the president's desk and put it in front of the bookcase.
The president's desk is moved, but even as the drawers clatter open, there is no more money inside.
Mm.
But
And good.
so you are definitely able to brace it against the bookcase.
Okay. She'll turn to Void. So, are you parked anywhere nearby? Because we gotta go now.
Yes, I suspect that will not hold her for long. We are parked on the roof.
Well, everyone, look, take the time to look a bit presentable, because now I have to explain how I got you all in here. Actually, Void, could you turn, like, shapeshift into another employee and replicate this? And she shows him the badge.
Well, I could just do this, and I'll shapeshift into the president.
He left a few minutes ago. I think people saw him leave.
Well, we are on our way out as well. I don't think we are in a hurry to, or have the time to try to prove ourselves regardless.
Good point. Okay, Fox, Sheep, you with us?
I am Sheeb.
I am Fox. With you I am.
Once we leave, we'll go for walkies, okay?
Walkies.
The tails start to wag.
Alright, but if you want to go walkies, you have to be on your best behavior. Got it? Be good boys, and then we'll go for walkies.
Sheeb is always good boy.
Jilem thinks back to the destroyed car. Yeah. Just be a good boy. And then she just, alright, let's go, people.
As you guys were finishing those last couple of conversations, there'd be like a wide panel of like you all in the president's office. It's got each of you, and you have varying levels of like shock, exclamation points above your head, whatever. As a large thump sound effect fills the room, and then you look back, and all the bookcases sort of around and arranged around the walls of this room have thrown their books off. The wood on them is warping and bending and starting to sprout branches and leaves and turning back into trees.
Oh, you've got to be shitting me.
I'm gonna take that as a sign as we gotta go.
Yes. Also, and then she looks out. Is there anyone outside the president's office?
His secretary is still passed out, like drunk at 3 p.m. at her desk.
Oh, Highlight, help me carry her.
I already have papers. Do I have a bag? I don't have a bag. Does anyone have a bag?
Give me the paper.
I'll hand the papers over to
And then
Jilem.
Jillian will take them, like, hold them. She'll grab like a manila folder, put them in the bag, swipe like a laptop from the desk if there is one there. Like, secretary doesn't care. And she'll just say, help pick her up, get her out of here, because this is going to get ugly fast.
Is she heavy?
I do not want to disparage secretaries all over the world, but the president.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, the president was a bit of a sleaze bag. I'm sure he hired, like, you know, a very bimbo-ish looking woman, probably under 100 pounds, blonde.
That
She's
is
not heavy.
light. Okay. I'll princess carry her.
I mean, you do have two ginormous muscles animals with you.
All right. So I'll probably like try and pick her up, but then I'll just be like struggling a little bit, and I'll look over.
And Muscle
At
Sheep will
my-
come over and like pick her up. And he says, "Here, let me help," and then set her on your shoulders.
Like, thanks. Just like staggering 1 foot in front of the other.
Muscle Sheep is helping.
And Joan just says, good boy, Sheeb.
You guys make your way up the stairs. You only get one speech bubble out of the secretary, who just says, like, Philip, it's not even 5 o'clock yet.
I don't want to know what she's thinking about.
Same.
But you guys will make your way back to the roof. You are, only get about a floor up when you're already hearing the sounds of destruction, but you're able to make your way back up to the roof and find your Kirby craft.
Assuming there are no plants on the roof, I would suggest it's probably safe to take off and get the hell out.
Yes, please.
And Jillian will just like nod, watching Neri and Marrow. Like they got on.
They get on. You see Marrow is a bit bloodied, like he got some of the mushrooms pretty bad, but he's not terribly far off. But Neri definitely has 1,000-yard stare going on.
And wait, are we missing someone?
You look up at, like, you'd actually have that bubble, and then the comic would show highlights Kirby Craft and 2 feet kicked up in the windshield, like jiggling to a like funky beat. Just you see Titania joyriding in the cockpit.
She's like totally unconcerned.
And Jillian just like has that look of like, what the hell? Whatever. And she just hops on the ship herself.
You get in, you take off. Voice button, you have to turn the in-flight radio from if you like pina coladas to the intercom, so you can actually talk with your
Oh my god.
Slightly disappointed, I will do so. It is a catchy song.
Wait, what song is it?
If you like pina coladas.
Oh. Classic.
You take off. Good action panels there of you guys flying off into the setting sun. You look back, and of course they're on the rooftop. You see Belladonna just standing, like, arms kind of planted at her side, heaving. She just screams out at the retreating ship. You don't hear what she says, but panel of that. Next panel, 4 trees growing out of the roof of the Parasol building. Huge, 20 feet tall things just break the roof off the building and just keep climbing into the sky. But you guys get away.
Huh.
We're so good.
This is definitely not in character for Void Spawn, but part of me really wants to go, I'm glad I'm not the janitor at that place.
He would just say it like as a deadpan joke that he thinks Earthlings would find funny.
Oh, I doubt he even has even an inkling of how Earth humor works.
That's a shame. Someone should teach him.
You guys have been
He
trying.
isn't a grasp on the language. That's about as far as he's gotten so far.
Muscle Sheep has question.
What's up, Sheep?
What is janitor?
Janitor is someone who cleans. Basically, you know those guys who go to pick up the garbage in your park? Which I'm assuming you chase away?
Of course, they take away tasty meals.
That's a janitor, except for,
Evil.
I was gonna say inside.
Does the evil of the world truly know no bounds?
Clearly not. And as like Jillian just leans back in his seat, she like blinks around. Oh wait, hey Void,
Yes?
can we make like a small stop by like a Petco or something?
I don't see why not.
All right, cool. Promised Sheep some treats. I might as well pick some up for Fox, depending on what he likes. She says as like she leans back with her hands up behind her head.
Okay, we will definitely. There'll be a good montage there of you getting, some food for them enjoying it. You guys take the ship back somewhere safe. Drop off this secretary somewhere where you assume she'll be okay. She's doesn't ever really wake up the entire trip. She was very
For
drunk.
her.
And by the way, Jilem's keeping her laptop.
You could totally keep her laptop. I imagine.
Literally abducted by aliens and was not awake for it.
The poor thing.
The only concern I have is if Muscle Sheep was allowed inside Pet.
Oh, he was. They regretted
no.
that.
Yes, that is something that's the whole team will regret.
Initially, they were like, "That's a very large dog," and then, like, before they could blink, you were on top of aisle.
And then like you just see Jilem like, wait, stop our no walkies.
But there's so many toys.
Yes, I promise you a treat on our no walkies.
And then they go over and say hi to the dogs. And then they stare at the cats.
Nice.
So was
Yes,
Highlight
bringing
just
them inside Petco was a very big mistake.
did Highlight join them to see what shenanigans would ensue, or did he just like take the time to just relax in the ship while reviewing the footage he got?
Well, I'd want to go down to see the fish, but I would want to check out my footage too. So I'd probably check out my
I imagine
footage.
at the very end of the comic where we do like the 4-coma thing, it's got Highlight taking a selfie with Muscle Sheep and Muscle Fox. It's like, brought the boys to the Petco. And then like the next one is like they're like arguing over or like chasing a cat, and Highlight's, oh gosh, no, what have we done?
But like not really. He knows what he's done.
Like this was all calculated.
Yeah, it was
Gotta get
calculated
them
disaster.
Instagram views.
All for the clout.
So your footage Highlight, it was pretty. It was definitely some inaction shots. There was some like clouds of limbs going on at some points, which you feel like you had some pretty good photography until kind of midway through when I don't know, some kind of weird bright light happened and just totally threw off the balance of your camera.
Oh no. So everything after that is just weird.
White, just weird, like white until eventually like washed out.
Ugh.
Hmm.
That sucks.
So you guys get all that, other montage stuff. I'm sure that Void and Jillian work pretty quickly after you guys get away of like making some sort of antifungal serum or something for everyone to take after the mushroom
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
But,
Although, instead of a pill, Jillian was actually thinking this might be more effective as an injection, so...
Muscle Sheep will resist the injection.
oh no.
We'll
You have
go
to
for
make it
it.
in a pill and then wrap it in cheese for the muscle sheep and
Yes.
muscle vox.
Alright, fine. Although, like, as she gets about doing that, she'll go, "Hey Fox, question for you.
Indeed, child of the daimyo.
So, how tough would you say you are?"
My skin has the leathery toughness of 1,000 dragon hides.
And then she shows him the needle. So this little thing like this doesn't scare or hurt you, right?
Please, my sword is made from 1,000 such implements.
Alright, come here real quick. Because this is for your health. And then she takes his arm, and then just like, alright, count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Poor
And then
thing.
she gives him the injection.
And
Like-
just despite his composure, just a very piteous whine comes out.
And then once it's done, he's like, "See, you're a good boy." And then
It's
she
so
pulls out like
heartbreaking.
an extra snack just for him.
That doesn't make me happy, idiot.
Oh, if you want, we can go for an extra long walk. And she'll show him like the collar.
I'm just making a joke, sorry.
Because like what she's trying to do is intentionally provoke she, like, hey, he can do it. Why can't you?
I imagine Sheep has like some kind of repressed feelings about needles.
As does everyone.
Yeah. Well, not for in his case. Yeah, he probably does.
So once we're done with that, now it's time for the walk. Which, by the way, Jilem is like now realizing, oh god, what did I promise?
Yeah, we'll get to that, but sort of after the initial like first things you guys do, we'll have something for you to pay attention to. But before then, we'll take a quick 5 to 10 minute break.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Roger
Sounds
that.
good.
I'll see you guys in a few. There you go, Cat Tax in the Discord.
He's a big boy.
He is extremely long. He is a really big cat. Like, not even fat, but
Okay, so you guys, we'll get back into it here. So clap, clap, recording back. But you guys, like I said, you took care of some of your immediate pressing problems, including food and treating your wounds in that order. But Void Spawn, where were you taking the crew? Where you can eventually land?
I assume. Well, now we've got options because we've got Team B's hidden base in the park as well. But I was going to say we could head back to the house.
That is definitely up to you guys.
the house?
Your house.
Your
My
house.
house, okay.
None of the rest of us have a house.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to be sure.
I mean, if I really wanted to stretch the limits of my powers, I could potentially turn into a house.
Please
That'd be
don't.
a
That
Please
sounds
don't. That gets into really weird kink territory, and we're not gonna broach that here.
Though I'm pretty sure Titania would love to live in you.
Please, no.
Please stop.
Hmm. She's a little girl.
Ryukin. Do you like getting caught in the rain? Okay, so was there a consensus on where you guys were heading?
Well, first, Jones said, well, I did promise these two, like, Fox and Sheep walkies, so we might want to go to the park for now.
That's a valid point.
That's good with me.
Okay, so you bring the ship down in the park, you cloak it so that the random park goers don't see it. And I guess that's a point worth mentioning that with all the crazy stuff going on with the H2A and Parasol HQ today, I mean, that's going to be on the news, definitely, but a lot of people in Halcyon City are still going about their day to day and they don't really feel the difference. There are still people in the park having fun, but you guys make it there. You guys let the muscles out. They're probably running around, but with the rest of you going to head to the secret base?
I know I am.
Jillem will.
I will, yeah.
I do
What?
like to imagine every time I make the ship invisible and park somewhere on the ground that somebody does eventually drunkenly stumble into it.
Just like some stranger.
Yeah, just some random person bumps into an invisible spaceship and has no idea what the hell's going on.
Oh, they probably definitely do.
There's a panel for that.
Did you guys make it to this sort of subterranean little lockery area? This is the first time that most of Team A has been here. Emily, you're probably a bit put out because you totally changed in these changing rooms before and didn't know there was a second floor underneath it.
I'm a little creeped out.
But welcome to Halcyon City. Parasol does that a lot, as you guys have learned.
Yep.
So you make it down there. Titania is in pretty good spirits and is walking around and offering people drinks, little Capri Sun things she pulls out of a mini fridge. Not sponsored, but
I'll
you,
take one.
you definitely do. It's a Capri Sun. How many tries does it take highlight to pierce?
What was that?
How many tries does it take highlight to like pierce it with the straw?
He can do it the first time. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Nobody
okay.
could do it the first time, you liar.
Nah.
Pardon
takes
my
Jillem
Ryan.
at-
Really? Is it that hard?
It takes Jillem at least like 2 tries to get it through. Like, there we go. This is what happens when you don't drink these for a little while. You forget how to do it, right? Before she finally gets it.
What were you saying, Regan?
I'm saying I'm going to be training to be a paramedic, so I better be good at it.
Oh no.
Eventually, I'm going to have to do it on people.
I don't
that's
know
where
how
you do
easy it
not
is
must
to
shoot.
find the vein in a Capri Sun, though.
Well, it's marked. It says pierce here.
Okay, but what if someone got a tattoo of that?
That'd be freaking hilarious.
Yeah, so Titania is in good spirits. Marrow's not so bad. Just again, he kind of got some of the rougher end of the mushrooms, but Neri is definitely the one who just finds a corner of this room and huddles into it.
She at this, Jillem turns to Marrow. What happened? Like, she just shut down on me, so I don't know what happened here.
he'll quirk an eye at you and say, I don't think I know her that much better than you do.
Oh.
I take it that Belladonna did something?
Well, no, she said something and then she just sort of, she gestures, just shut down on me, like I said.
Yeah. And all the time that we worked together, she didn't really like to talk about the people we were fighting against, but
Oh.
she didn't shut down like that.
Oh. I never thought you two were, like, kind of close.
I mean, she forced me to break out of prison and kind of held me here against my will, but I mean, she wasn't. She's nice enough.
I'm trying to think of a way for Jillian to just, like, be outright blunt and provoke a reaction, but...
You can. I think there's a move for that. Hold on. Yeah, you can either provoke her, or you could try and pierce the mask now if you wanted to, or maybe comfort and support her, depending on how you want to phrase it.
Like, first idea, like, getting a reaction out of either of them was would Jillian to just be deadpan and go, what, so you two aren't fucking?
Oh, that would go over really well.
Yeah, just to get a reaction out of any of them. Or...
Okay, well, you don't have to roll. You say that, and Marrow makes a strangled sound in his throat. The strangled sound becomes an actual strangling as Titania attempts to, like, rip his head off.
Oh, there you are.
But it's not really having much of an effect on Mary.
Wait, so who's choking Marrow?
Titania.
Oh.
I think we should
Hmm.
just let her do her thing.
Yeah. So that clearly didn't work.
For anyone who maybe isn't so interested in the melodrama, if you spread out like the papers that you guys brought from the HQ, you'll find what Neri found back when she first discovered them, just general blueprints for some of the big scale machines that Parasol's been building, and probably they'll give you some kind of clues to their plan if you can interpret them.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
Highlight, what are you posting on your social media right now?
Well, I was gonna post the video on my story, but since the footage got wrecked, I don't think that would be a good idea. But I would be like looking over the papers, since I'm the one who was forced to grab them. I at least want to see what's in them.
I thought it was only the latter half that got wrecked. You still have the beginning of it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have me in it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You could show the world that the head of Parasol was assaulting several innocent people.
Huh?
Well, she's not the head of Parasol. As far as the
Well-
public is concerned, the president is the head of Parasol.
Well, that a Parasol agent was assaulting several innocents. Shatter that old image that Parasol is, bright and caring with people.
I can do that.
Holy shit, you can?
Well, I mean, I can edit it and post it online.
Yeah, you can totally start working on that highlight.
Won't take too long. It's just my phone after all.
Yeah. You will see, I'll go ahead and say, if you go and start turning on, like looking at social media to start posting anything, you'll immediately be bombarded by the reposts and rehosting of like different news things from the evening news as the top story of the day anywhere in Halcyon City is how freak trees grew and destroyed the Parasol HQ building, how that's not going to get covered by insurance, and who knows how the backbone of this city, the solar power industry, is going to recover from this huge blow of terrorism.
It's those damn insurance agents. They keep coming up. They're gonna be the BB.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Then you scroll, and the perpetrators of this act of terrorism, also known vigilantes who have avoided the H2A's generous offer to become young cadet heroes, is your mugshots posted of your team.
If I had a drink, I'd spit take.
Why do we have mugshots?
Does mine at least look good?
Oh, you didn't even know there was a camera there, but somehow you like were flashing it.
Ugh.
Well, shit.
So Emily, you asked, how do you have mugshots? I don't know how you would tell this, but comic book logic will reveal it to the audience. That flower camera that was in Jalim's room was totally taking pictures of you guys too.
Not the flower camera.
That's gross.
Well, sorry. And she'll just looking over the news, like Jill will just say, "Well, sorry to say, highlight your career is now dead."
Or is it just beginning?
Yeah, I
And
don't.
the terrorists.
Yeah, see, I don't think that's gonna fly with your agent anymore.
Well, that's not gonna work. Well, the idea of posting that video.
I want to hear about this bold new direction for highlights.
I was just joking. I'm not gonna be a terrorist.
Hi, NSA agent.
Okay. Looking over the plans, Jalim, you have the benefit of having heard Neri's initial. Oh, hi, Sunny. Having heard Neri's initial description.
Mm-hmm.
Make me a plus superior check. Would anyone like to help her specifically with this? They can maybe void spawn with your technical expertise.
Honestly, I was thinking I'm probably trying to, and what level of success I'll have with this is up for grabs, but trying to figure out what's wrong with Nari.
Okay, yeah, we can totally get to that. So
So,
that will just be a raw superior roll then.
there you go.
Wow, a 6 and a 1. Okay, so you're not going to have any kind of like Einstein level epiphanies, but you're able to confirm sort of what Neri first mentioned, that this is obviously some sort of technological, large scale power amplifier, but that's not the interesting part so much. That's not that hard to do. What's curious is that it's meant to be like a set, and they can feed off of each other and bounce signals back and forth and make like an infinite loop of them.
Huh. Interesting.
Positive feedback loop.
You have a feeling that, looking at least if the data in this is correct, it's definitely a theoretical proposal, but if it was true, someone could send a signal through one and it would just permeate between them all and only get stronger and just last forever.
Interesting.
so Void Spawn, you're playing a psychologist now?
Jillian just keeps going over this. She's not really getting much out of it until she just goes like, "Yeah, This is why I am not a civil engineer." She'll just like turn to watch Nary and Void to see how they're going.
You're playing a psychologist now?
Trying to anyway.
Right, so you kind of pull up beside her, and she's just hugging her knees again, and she's just looking out and not immediately responding to you.
This does not seem to be typical of your usual behavior. Is something wrong?
I didn't expect to be reminded of things today.
What were you reminded of?
You'll see her turn, and she just looks at you, Jalem, and she's not angry, which Neri is usually some percent angry, even if it's only a little. So that's kind of. But she just looks sad, and she just says, she'll tell you eventually, even if I don't.
Well, I would rather hear it from you. It is something that seems to be troubling you, not her.
Well, I don't know. I don't know why you'd be concerned over the troubles of someone that's not even a real person.
At that, I will just like reach out and just like tentatively poke her shoulder. You seem real.
Ooh.
That kind of breaks a little bit of the ice. Her eyebrow will twitch, and like you see the anger percentage, which the comic probably has actually as a bar graph, becomes like 5%. Outside in the park, Muscle Sheep, are you just chasing squirrels?
Chasing squirrels and instructing Muscle Fox on the finer points of chasing squirrels.
Okay, make me a plus superior check, just by the by.
We're gonna see who's better at chasing squirrels, huh?
Nope, so totally unrelated.
Oh, okay. I am totally
Buying
in
that.
whatever's happening. I am just not paying attention because squirrels.
You're chasing squirrels, and you don't notice anything off about squirrels, other than the fact that Muscle Fox is starting to beat you at chasing them.
How dare he?
All right, as you redouble your efforts, back down, Neri will just kind of shrug off your finger, your alien probe there, Void Spawn.
It definitely goes full ET and the fingertip glows. No, I'm not doing that.
Oh wow. Feeling for it.
And Highlight became a robot.
Yeah.
I'm doing damage control in my accounts. Thank you very much.
Look, I just. You can ask her about it later, okay? I don't want to go over it now. Just I need some time to realize I'm not gonna be able to keep playing my game anymore.
Why would you not be able to play your game? He's asking, even though he has no idea what she's talking about.
It was 10%, 15% anger. It was fun while it lasted, to pretend to be human with everybody, and I can't do that now. So kindly fuck off.
Well, I am not human, and I am assisting the others. If you are not human, I don't see why you cannot continue on as you are.
Again, the sad eyes to you, Jalim, and she'll just kind of plead a bit, like, explain it to him.
And Julim's just like, you do know I don't care about that, right? We both hate the same person, so that puts you on a net positive in my books.
You will see her just sag and deflate.
Ah, fine, if you want me to tell him so much.
She'll hold up a hand and like wave you off. She'll turn around so that her back is facing. No, that's actually what she said. She said as her.
Oh, I corrected it in my head to hate.
No, totally. Jillum apparently thinks they ate the same person.
What?
I thought, did Jalim said 8 or hate? Because I thought it was hate.
H, like hate with an H.
Oh,
Like, we both hate the same person, so that
We
puts you in a
both
net
ate the
positive.
same person.
I thought you
I
said.
was gonna
ate.
say.
Yeah, I apologize. Sometimes my H's sound silent. But yeah, it's hate. H-A-T-E.
Okay, so to be clear, you don't think that Neri also ate a seed. That's what I was thinking you meant.
No, she understood that Neri is a clone or something of Belladonna.
Okay, I thought for some reason you had gotten confused and thought she ate a seed like you did.
Oh, no.
Okay, bad misunderstanding. Hold on. So
Good thing we got that
rewinding.
cleared up.
All right, rewinding then. Neri will
Record
just
scratch.
Yeah, totally. Neri will just shake her head and say, "Look, that's not. You guys don't understand. If I don't keep, I'll die. I don't deserve to live like you guys."
Says who?
Then she turns around and kind of like presents her back to the group. Multiple people said nothing not safe for work, so hard stomp this is not meant to be not safe for work, but probably has some blushing teenagers as she unzips her motorcycle suit and reveals like her back. Flawless skin for the most part until about heart place. There's just a big fucking plant seed pulsating out of her back.
Yikes. That
If-
does not look like it's comfortable.
If, Jim's gonna look around. If she sees, like, any guy, Marrow, Highlight, or which includes Marrow or Highlight, just staring, she will throw something at them. Like, turn around, you pervs!
I would be looking at the seed, but I'll turn around.
Mimi, in her bisexual glory, also turned around.
Okay, you can do that. Okay. Void Spawn, you're the one sitting closest to her, so I'm gonna kind of go over what you notice because you'll be kind of the focus of the panel.
Okay.
Underneath her tracksuit, she, like I said, she looks mostly normal for most of her skin, but like kind of behind her heart is this seed that's literally growing out of her skin. around it at different points, and then other places on her back, like on her shoulders and some around her front and her chest. There are these like metal rings attached that lead down into holes in her body, and there's something screwed into them, but you can't tell what it is because they're like in her body. They're making a slight clicking sound every so often.
The scientist in me is very curious, but I think even Void would be able to read the mood and not just like start examining her.
A moment passes and she'll like shuffle her coat back over her shoulders and just kind of hold it closed and says, "No one with that gets to live as they want."
You do realize you are in a room with a weird shape-shifting alien and a person who can grow the bones out of their body and turns to Titania, a magical pixie fairy. You are no stranger than the rest of us.
How about you? Because we never get to use this move. Why don't you do the comfort or support move? So that is
Alright.
a roll plus mundane.
Could I
It's
expend
one
a
of my
team?
weakest.
Could I expend a team to help?
Yeah, totally. You still have
Alright.
4, I think.
Yeah, we never
Yeah.
did use them, so
Right.
it's
Well,
my
we used
weakest
one.
roll, but I'll go ahead and give it a shot. And the +1 to it can't hurt. Hey, bumped it up to a full hit.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay, so let's see. On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels. On a 10 plus, you can also add a team to the pool or clear condition yourself. Do you have a condition, Void?
I do not, but I can pass that benefit along to Jalem if she does.
I don't.
You should have. When you got hit by the vines in the fight, you should have marked one.
Oh. Then I would have taken Unleash, or I'm sorry, Hopeless, so then I'll just clear that then.
Alrighty. How specifically did you want to help with that, Jalem, just for narrative's sake?
Like she'll just like make a passing joke by adding to that, and it says, "Yeah, not to mention you have a girl who can literally make you shut the hell up just by looking at you, a guy who's super with his social media presence and actually being a hero."
I helped. I say looking up from my phone, but I'll like look back at it right after.
Point proven. A muscular dog, a muscular fox, and me. You know, I talk to plants more than people. Welcome to the club.
She just kind of sighs and kind of deflates, and the anger graph decreases back down to 5, and she just kind of huffs. And I know, but you guys are weird because you're special. I'm weird because I was grown in a petri dish.
I have done a lot of preparatory research in my mission to study people with powers here on Earth. You would be surprised how many heroes and villains match that description.
Right, well, turns out that even the descendant of the world's greatest scientist, Belladonna, can make some miscalculations every once in a while. Because I thought you guys would run screaming.
And Jalem will just go like, honey, I've seen worse and I've probably made worse. You do not want to see my early experiments.
Cut to
She
Muscle
says,
Sheep up on the surface,
shaking a
looking-
tree.
like stopping and looking off in the distance for a second.
Yeah.
Nah, it was nothing.
Well, there's definitely some sniffling, some like cry panels of teary nary, but you guys seem to have gotten through to her to some extent.
Mission success. We did it. Well, then Jalem will get up. I'll let you two finish your discussion. I promise to walk Fox and Sheeb. Oh god, what did I get myself into? They're gonna rip my arms off. And then she just wait a minute. Highlight, you're coming with me. She just grabs Highlight by the collar.
Wait, why? Where are we going? He wasn't
We're-
paying any attention.
We're going for a walk.
Highlight's about to lose an elbow.
He needs those.
For proper couch tweeting.
The most important kind.
So you get drug up there. You guys go for walks. Ryukin, how much does Muscle Sheep make them work for?
Well, I imagine Muscle Sheep is barking at every single person that walks by and wanting to sniff every single dog. So I would imagine there is a great deal of trouble caused by Muscle Sheep.
He has to make things so difficult.
He's never been on walkies before.
Like all the while, like Jalem is just like walking next to them, and like she gave Highlight the leash to hold on to, so to try and hold back Muscle Sheep. Right now, she's just walking side by side with Muscle Fox, who I hope isn't as much of a problem.
I was gonna say he's definitely more dignified and like actually walks beside you. But you see like he holds himself back, but he does that like flinching thing every time like someone with a briefcase walks by.
Mm.
But you guys make your way around. Most people are just kind of, you know,
Used
they
to
run
this.
away because they run away when Muscle Sheep like gets too close to them because of course they would like giant dog. Only one group of people seem to see you across the street and like immediately turn tail and run, and you will catch the word terrorist as they flee.
Oh no.
Yep.
Our reputation is preceding us in the way that I don't want.
Yep, that's why I said kiss your career goodbye. And then she said, "Oh God, wait. I wonder how Emily's folks are taking this."
They don't know it's her, right?
That's
she had
true,
her
they don't. Do they?
disguise on.
I'm pretty sure they would recognize the helmet.
Emily,
I let a friend borrow it. It's not me.
It's like the switcheroo of the "I'm holding it for a friend" argument.
It's not mine. I'm just holding it for a friend.
they're not my drugs.
Who said anything about drugs?
Would Muscle Sheep have heard these people talking about them being terrorists?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. What is a terrorist?
That's someone who does something evil for evil's sake.
Then we should find these terrorists and stop them.
We have
Yeah.
to stop ourselves.
Those people said there were terrorists nearby. We must find them.
I agree. But they think we're the bad people. Which we're not. We're being framed for it.
What is framed?
It is when they put you in a picture, my friend.
Oh, so they put us in the picture of the terrorists, and now they think we're the terrorists.
Exactly.
We must find this picture and take it down.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, it's weirdly not inaccurate.
Yeah, that's why, like, John was about to say something. Come on, are you done with your walkies?
Walkies!
And cue him pulling highlight all over the place.
He would. He's a big boy.
Okay. Void Spawn, when you were left with more alone with Neri, did you have anything else to say?
It's a good question. Probably mostly just trying to reassure her that she's not abnormal and we got to know her as a person regardless of whether or not she was human.
All right, sounds good. She's hearing you. Like, this is kind of continuing from the earlier confrontation. She's still like understanding it's just gonna be a bit of a frame shift for her, so she's still not like 100% emotional yet.
It's like she still wants to be upset about it.
Yeah, and she's been prepared to fight against Parasol for the wrongs they did, like to her and everything, but wasn't exactly intending to face like Mom, so to speak, this afternoon.
That's fair enough as well.
Yeah, fair point.
Emily, you were also left in there. Did you have any other intention?
No, not really. She probably went through her bag and found a little pocket container of tissues for her, but Void Spawn's got it covered, so she'll just hang out with them.
All right,
You know
fair.
what Void could do that is actually a thing that might really help is he will attempt to distract her with the blueprints. So, like, well, if you're feeling good enough to talk about it, perhaps you would prefer to focus on something else. We do still have the plans to go over.
She'll nod and I'd imagine like she's still kind of like curled up on the floor. She's probably like Emily tossed her a little blanket she's wrapped up in. She's got tissues by her, and now she's just got like these blueprints she's kind of huddling over. She'd look cozy if it wasn't quite such a unfortunate circumstance, but she starts poring over them.
Sometimes you just need busy work.
Emily, you get a thump on the back as a very white-faced Marrow almost falls off his chair as Titania finishes strangling him.
Don't kill him. Come on.
Yeah, I'm like, is he okay?
You just like there'd be a panel of like a weak thumbs up floating above the table.
At that point, she's like, sheesh. I mean, you alive there, buddy? Like, I didn't mean to, insult you or anything.
No, yeah, I'm okay. She's just like he like stops and gets like a fearful face as she just leans in. I'm what, Cypress?
Passionate.
Yeah, let's go with that.
But yeah, fun stuff all around, kind of unwinding a bit. The issue would start to come to a close, but last panel would probably be Neri politely folding, putting the blueprints down beside her, smoothing them out, cupping her hands in her lap, and she just looks up and calmly says, "We're screwed," and then the issue would end.
Well, great.
I guess she's not wrong.
All right, so that's this issue of Masks: A New Generation. We have some end of session stuff to get through, but otherwise, you managed to survive so far.
Survive
Yeah.
another day.
Except now that the whole city hates us.
And I'm
You win some,
probably
you lose some.
grounded.
Again?
A lot of Gotham City hates Batman. That doesn't mean he's doing a bad job.
True.
But he's the hero they deserve, but not the one they need.
Maybe we're the heroes the Halcyon City deserves.
I hope
Or
they don't
needs.
deserve you.
No, I got that backwards.
Okay. Starting randomly, you spoke last. Muscle Sheep, how are you feeling at the end of tonight's session?
Let's see. Let me pull up the end of session stuff. Okay. Go closer to the team. Go into the image of yourself, or grow away from the team. That is. You might have to come back to me because I'm gonna have to think about that.
Yeah, no worries. All right, Dan, how are you feeling?
I would say growing away from the team. That it upsets it's going on that this basically his reputation took a shot to the foot, and now he has to figure out how exactly he's going to clear his name, and also thinking if he hadn't been involved in all this, it wouldn't have even happened.
Your manager was right. You should have stayed away from us freaks.
He's slightly feeling that, but not like strongly. Not
No,
yet.
I mean, I'm sure he's definitely conflicted. I mean, you're not wrong. The team's activities seem to be putting you at crossways with public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, who has influence over highlight?
Everyone.
Okay, well, who would you like to take it away from?
Damn. Is this for like ever, or is it just for now?
Just for now. Honestly, I wonder if I could homebrew that to be forever for like a more serious group.
Because part of me feels like he wouldn't really listen to anyone right now. But we'll say Jalem. And not because like he hates her, but just because of the whole parasol thing.
Okay, yeah. So Jalim, you lose influence over highlight.
Alright. And marked.
Okay, Emily, how are you at the end of the night session?
Gosh, I'm not really feeling away from anybody. Can I be closer to NPCs? Is that allowed? Or is that just for our characters?
You can totally be closer to NPCs.
Can I feel closer to Neri? She gave us a lot of info, and I feel like I know her better now.
Yeah, totally. So, Neri will get influence over you, and you can either clear condition or mark potential.
Gotcha.
Rikta, how is Jillim at the end of tonight?
Exhausted, but feeling great considering the fact that she got to get to Belladonna. Although, like, she's confused why the pill didn't work. She was happy that it still hurt her, regardless. Granted, her name is now in the mud, but she's used to that.
Okay, so it's closer into your own image of yourself. How are you feeling?
Probably closer to her own image, because now like, feels like she's no longer bound by Belladonna. She can do her own thing.
Yeah, it kind of like symbolically like overcame her a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go ahead and shift your labels if you want to share with the class.
If anything, she's feeling kind of superior now. Over Belladonna, at least.
Bit high and mighty.
Yeah.
And what are you shifting down?
Well, because I honestly didn't feel as though like cracking that joke helped anything. It was more along the lines of, yeah, well, you're beyond friends. You're not the only weirdo here. Like, that joke low, honestly. So, I think that might push the mundane down.
I can see that, yeah.
So, superior up, mundane down.
Void spawn.
Kind of going along the same thing with Beatbox. I feel closer to the team, but more so with Nari, I guess, really. And also Jalem for having stepped in to try to protect her with my anime scissors.
Alright. Well, let's do it this way. Jillim, do you have influence over Void Spawn?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I said I do.
Okay, so we'll give that to Neri then, since it would be a wash otherwise. And you can go ahead and clear condition or mark potential voids.
I don't believe I got any conditions in that fight, so I will mark a potential.
Alright, so that leaves us at Ryukin. Did you make up your mind?
Yeah, I actually didn't know if we could grow closer to an NPC. So I kind of want to say I grew closer to Jalem because she, kind of took over the team, as it were. But honestly, we all knew I grew closer to Muscle Fox with our team attacks and our going on walkies together.
Cool, so you're finally kind of setting aside some of your differences and warming up to your brother?
I think Muscle Sheep has decided that instead of fighting Muscle Fox in the way that he thinks, like physical fighting, he's going to engage in a moral fight where he's going to essentially show Muscle Fox that they don't need to fight. That's going to be like his endeavor.
I dig it. I'm sorry, I dig it. Of course, the stupider one is going to be like philosophical about it.
Of course. That's a trope.
Yeah. All right. Well, good job with that. Then that's everyone. Let's we'll pick back up with kind of that cliffhanger next week because Neri will kind of explain why you're screwed. But a couple of end of the magazine, or sorry, end of the comic teaser panels there that the reader would get to see. Just some fun for y'all to look forward. The first one would be a full page image of Neri's two fathers. Scott's in the armchair talking on the phone. You're not sure what he's saying, but Hugo is pacing and looks a bit worried at the television screen, which has the news program on. You can only imagine what they're saying. But on the coffee table next to Scott, it's very clearly drawn that there's 3 plane tickets lying on the coffee table beside them. In the second panel, we'll see this one's more of a multi-action shot. You see a very disheveled Belladonna, torn lab coat, revealing the fullness of one of her arms, which you can only begin to see like these creeping, almost like tumory bulbs around the skin of her upper arms, which the vines are kind of like wiggling in and out of.
Ugh.
She comes down this flight of the rungs of this ladder and lands in another sewer area. Super dark, water all over the ground, rats scuttling around. And there'd just be a large speech bubble that says like, "Echidna, I need you." There's a shuffling sound effect, and then a stooped figure appears, mostly in shadow, with just a beak poking out of the light that says, "I'll find them." And that's it.